Hello and welcome back to White Lines Football. Lewis again here today, back for the next episode of the White Lines Football podcast. Going solo again today. You can obviously see the topics in the corner there, but I want to start off by announcing that you, if you haven't seen on Twitter already, follow our Twitter. The link is down below in the description at White Lines Media. The podcasts are now going to be coming to the channel on a Tuesday, so we're getting into a little bit of a routine. And where the podcasts fit in best to film and edit, etc., are on a Tuesday. So, yeah, we'll get straight into this one. Obviously, first of all, we're going to be covering the Ballon D'Or, which has sort of come out in the last week or so. Top 25 we've got to cover, and then obviously the big ones at the end is where all the talking points are at. So, just going to run through the team. I'm going to run through the order quickly. We'll give an assessment of them after. So, excuse me. In 25th place, we've got Karim Benzema. 24th, Falcao. 23rd, Mane. 22, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. 21, Bonucci. 20, David De Gea. 19, Hazard. 18, Griezmann. 17, Toni Kroos. 16, Marcelo. 15, Dybala. 14, Kevin De Bruyne. 13, Suarez. 12, Isco. 11, Cavani. 10, Harry Kane. 9, Robert Lewandowski. 8th, N'Golo Kante. 7th, Kylian Mbappe. 6th, Sergio Ramos. And then top 5, 5th, we have Luka Modric. 4th, we have Gianluigi Buffon. And then top 3, as everyone expected, Neymar in 3rd, Messi in 2nd, and Cristiano Ronaldo, for the 5th time, is your Ballon d'Or winner. So, yeah, well, obviously we've got the lower down names. Obviously people have had good years, like Benzema, Falcao, Mane, Aubameyang, Bonucci. David De Gea ranked down there in 20th. Probably the best keeper in the world. It's maybe surprisingly low. Eden Hazard in at 19th. Okay, he's in that bunch of players that are sort of world class but not quite world beaters, I suppose you'd say. 18th we have Antoine Griezmann, which, you know, for Griezmann and all the rumours and what he's sort of expecting or thought of him, 18th is pretty low. Obviously, he probably does want that move away from Atletico once their transfer embargo or so is gone and they're allowed to sign players, because obviously he said it wasn't fair for him to leave Atletico in a state without him. But yeah, he's down there in 18th. Toni Kroos in there in 17th, which is a lot lower than his companion Modric, and the two are often compared. I actually do prefer Kroos myself, but yeah, Kroos is down in 17th. Marcelo, probably the best fullback in the world of the year, over the years, 16th. Paulo Dybala, obviously 15th, and De Bruyne, who's 14th. I'll probably expect a lot higher from him next year. 13th, we have Suarez, who he'll probably be disappointed with that. Obviously, he wants to be on a par with Neymar, at least. Yeah, he's down there 13th. He's bettered by the likes of Cavani, who Suarez probably, would have wanted to beat as well. And yeah, he's had a poor start to the season this year as well, which probably contributed to his 13th place finish. We have Isco, who's done really well coming back into the Real Madrid team under Zidane. Zidane's done well to utilise him effectively. We have Cavani, who has obviously helped out a lot now by the arrival of Neymar and Mbappe at PSG. And then 10th, we have Harry Kane, highest finishing Englishman by quite a way. Harry Kane, people were saying, he could knock into the top 3 sooner or later. He's doing really, really well in the Premier League. I think he's got 4 games to get 4 goals to beat Alan Shearer's record of goals in a calendar year, which is obviously great. And yeah, he's being spoke of as the next big thing. I mean, he's currently a big thing, but will he go to Real Madrid? Is he going to break Alan Shearer's Premier League goal record? He's got a long time to go. He's still only young. The 10th in the Ballon D'Or isn't a bad finish. They've got Lewandowski in front of him, N'Golo Kante, the highest finishing Premier League player, which is he's done well to get in the top 10 there. 7th, Mbappe, who one would expect him to be a lot higher up in the future. My dog barking there. And then Ramos at 6th, who is the highest scoring outfield defender. Obviously regarded as the best defender in the world by a lot of people. Luka Modric in 5th, who I've already said about him and Cruz being the best midfield partnership in a way. Modric done well to get 5th there. Gianluigi Buffon is in 4th. Excuse me. After just missing out the Champions League and obviously winning the Serie A as well. And 3rd, Neymar, which was expected. He's probably going to go on to win the Ballon d'Or at some point. And 2nd, Messi, and 1st, Ronaldo. Now, this is where there's been a lot of criticism because obviously Messi and Ronaldo are level at 5 Ballon d'Ors each now. We're probably going to get maybe 1 or 2 tries at it again from both of them. Obviously, Ronaldo not had the most fiery start to the season this season for Real Madrid, but domestically that is. Obviously, he's done well in the Champions League, being the first player to score in every group game. But yeah, people have been critical because, Ronaldo's a bit older. Neymar's probably going to come in if PSG win the Champions League. Neymar will probably be more likely to win it next year. Messi and Ronaldo, they've been around for a while and we've been graced with their presence, but they're getting on and they're now level, so we'll see if one of them can break through. Might even stay even, That would be such a typical ending of their battle to be the best player in the world. I'm a Messi fan. I'm a Barcelona over Real Madrid, and I'm a Messi over Ronaldo. For a Messi style of play, I know it parts a few people, but I'm a Messi fan. I think we spoke about it a little bit on the channel before. So we look at Messi's stats in 2017, and Messi has the most goals in 2017, most assists in 2017, the most chances created in 2017, the most successful dribbles in 2017, the most through balls in 2017, the most key passes in 2017, and the most man of the matches in 2017. Cristiano Ronaldo has fewer goals than Kane, fewer assists than Walker, fewer key passes than Jesse Lingard, fewer dribbles than Lucas Vasquez, and fewer man of the match awards than Karim Benzema, and he's only in the top 25 for goals scored statistically, yet he has won the Ballon d'Or. Now, is the Ballon d'Or biased towards Messi and Ronaldo? Probably. We know they're the best 2 players of our generation by a country mile, or the current generation, not our generation. But this current generation, but does there come a point where domestic, club success is looked and preferred over to the individual brilliance? Because obviously Real Madrid winning the back-to-back Champions Leagues in 2017, does that favour Ronaldo? Real Madrid winning La Liga in 2017, does that favour Ronaldo? Ronaldo, as good as he is and as good as Messi is, they don't make a team. And, does that mean if Liverpool win the Premier League, Mohamed Salah should... Okay, that's probably a bad comparison, but, you know what I mean? If Liverpool go and win the Champions League, does that just mean you pick out their best player and give him Ballon d'Or, even? I suppose what I was trying to say, the first comparison was if Liverpool win the Premier League, can you then pick any player out from that team and say, he deserves the player of the season because he plays for the team that's most successful? It should really be based on individual brilliance. Now, I've only seen these stats that are biased towards Messi, so and I'm naturally biased towards Messi as well. So I've got my opinion. I'm sure you have your opinion as well. Let me know what that is. Who is going to win more? Obviously, Ronaldo a little bit older than Messi. I think, obviously, PSG being favourites for the Champions League and the way the Ballon d'Or from works, I've just discussed. I think, Neymar could be on course to win it next year. But, Messi and Ronaldo are really looked on as the angels because... excuse me, because obviously the people that vote, the players, etc., are so appreciative of having these players, the best of all time, they're spoken about, and in my opinion, Messi is the best of all time. But like you look at these players and you're like, wow, you're graced by their presence. They've got to be voted for. But obviously, the new era is coming through. I think they'll probably end on 5 each, and Neymar will go on to it next year, which will be written in the stars and all this. But I love Messi to get ahead of him. One thing I just want to look at in terms of the Ballon d'Or, something that struck out to me was that Manuel Neuer wasn't ranked on the Ballon d'Or in that top 25, but he was ranked first in goalkeepers. Gianluigi Buffon, who came fourth in the whole Ballon d'Or, was ranked second in goalkeepers. You know, you got David De Gea in 20th. He wasn't ranked above Neuer. That's a funny one. But yeah, obviously the Ballon d'Or's been done. You can argue how corrupt it is, how biased it is, etc. But it is a well-respected reward. You know, Ronaldo's got 5, Messi's got 5. You got like some Neymar coming through, and one day Messi and Ronaldo are going to step aside, and it's going to be a new era. And we may see it split round more again rather than just alternating between the two. But yeah, I'd love Messi to go ahead, but obviously Ronaldo has won it this time round. So we're going to move on now to talk about Liverpool Football Club. Not in the manner I just spoke about them in their winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League light, but their defensive problems. Now, this is something I've been watching closely over the last few years. I enjoy Liverpool. I like watching them play. I'll say they're my Prem team, if you class it as that. You know, my favourite team from the Premier League. They've had a defensive problem for a long time, haven't they? There were problems under Rodgers, and it's continued under Klopp. So, in 2013, when Liverpool came runners-up to Manchester City, you know, the whole "we don't let this slip" stuff from Gerrard, and then he fell over and all this. Liverpool shipped 50 goals that season, compared to Man City's 37, who won the league, and Chelsea's 27, who came third. So, you know, Liverpool could compete because of the likes of Sturridge and Suarez, but it was clear their defence was a problem. 2016, last season, they conceded 42 compared to the best in the league, which was Spurs' 26. So obviously Liverpool a long, long way off there. That's a good 16 off. And then this season already, they shipped 20 compared to the best, which is 11 by Manchester City, Manchester United. So, yeah, I think all you've got to do is look at the defence of Liverpool and compare it to all the other top teams. I want to start off by saying I know they've conceded 3 home goals this season, around that number, but you know it's clear that they've already conceded like double the best, so it's clear that they're struggling defensively. And I think if you look at Liverpool, you look at their attacking talent, and then you think why they're not competing is because of their defence. If you look at their defence, obviously they've got Simon Mignolet in goal, who's been dropped by Rodgers, he's been dropped by Klopp, and he will not go away. Doesn't seem like they can find a replacement. But yeah, you look at the other keepers for the top teams, David De Gea, Courtois, Lloris, Ederson. You know, Mignolet's not on their level. It stems from the keeper. Mignolet makes a good few errors. You look at right back, you've got Nathaniel Klein, okay, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then you've got Joe Gomez. You know, that's decent right back options. Look at left back, you've got Andy Robertson, is a very good left back, signed from Hull. And then you look at Moreno, who is the preferred choice under Klopp, which is a weird one because, you know, last season he was out of the team the whole season to Milner, and now Liverpool have actually bought a left back in and they're not actually using him because they're preferring Moreno. Which is weird because, you know, he's been in good form. It's clear that he's very good going forward, but he's not great defensively, and you know he continues to play despite his struggles. But you know he'd make a good wing back, and I'm sure he'd make a good winger as well. So, but that's just where he's preferred. But you look at the left backs, you look at the other ones in the Premier League. So you've got obviously like Danny Rose, Ben Davies, who are both excellent. You've got Marcus Alonso, who's doing a great job for Chelsea, and then like Ashley Young, who's filling in for Manchester United, Kolasinac at Arsenal, and you know Moreno just doesn't seem on that level. And then you look at the centre backs, and this is where the problem lies. I mean, Joel Matip was a great coup on a free, but he hasn't looked brilliant, I think it's fair to say. You know, he is the shining star out of that defence, and you know he's always going to play when fit, of course. But You know, you look at his partner, who's Daniel Lovren, who, you know, the amount of criticism he's come under from Liverpool fans and pundits alike for a very long time. It's clear to see that a lot of people don't think he's cut out to play at a team of the status of Liverpool. There was a lot of hype when he came in about how good he was on the ball, etc. And he hasn't really shown that. He's come under a lot of criticism. He signed a new deal recently worth $100,000 a week. And, you know, the amount of mistakes he makes is a joke. And you compare him to the other centre-backs in the league. You know, if you class Matip as Liverpool's number 1 centre-back, so you look at the other team's number 2 centre-back, at Spurs you've got Jan Vertonghen, probably second to Toby Alderweireld. At United, you know, take your pick. You've got Phil Jones, you've got Lindelof, second to Eric Bailly. You've got, at Chelsea, you've probably got Christensen, Rudiger, all second to Azpilicueta. Even David Luiz. And you've got Ragnar Klavan, you know, I think I'd rather see him at Liverpool defence than Daniel Lovren. He's done okay, brings a good balance to the team because obviously he's left-footed, but, you know, he's not that Premier League winning centre-back, is it? And then, obviously, you've got Joe Gomez, who, by trade, is a centre-back. He's been playing left-back under Rodgers. He's now playing right-back under Klopp. And in my opinion, he's due a good run at centre-back because he played there for England. He's played there the rest of his career. And he deserves it. You know, Matip and Gomez could be a good partnership. Move Trent out wide right or climb on his back. You know, that'd probably be a good balance rather than having to always think on that player that's going to let you down. Or with Matip out now, like he is, you're always going to struggle because you like the other day against Brighton, Liverpool playing Emre challenging Wijnaldum in defence with Lovren. So, you know, that really shows the depth and the quality of Liverpool's defenders. If I was to pick Liverpool's defence, I would personally go with Danny Ward in goal. I know it might sound funny, but I wouldn't trust Mignolet. I don't trust Mignolet watching him. Like, I feel like he's going to drop the ball at any given moment. You know, he's a good shot stopper, but he's not that quality. And then Loris Karius, who I think has proven as well, he's not ready yet. And I just think Danny Ward, he's done well at Huddersfield, he's done well where he's gone on loan, and he deserves a chance because he didn't go out on loan again, and he does deserve a chance in that Liverpool team. I'd go Klein at right back when he's fit, but I think Trent's a good replacement. I'd go Matip and Gomez at centre back and Robertson at left back. So obviously it's a lot different to what Klopp's preferring because Klopp's gone with Mignolet and then Gomez, which will probably be Klein, and then Matip and Lovren and then Moreno. But, you know, Gomez might get a go at centre back when Klein's back. It's probably quite a way away, but yeah, it doesn't look like Klopp's got his defensive situation sorted. And obviously in the summer he looked at Van Dijk. You know, Liverpool didn't get that over the line. They're probably going again in January and then probably again in that next summer. But the thing for me that came out is that they didn't sign a centre-back over the summer. And, you know, it's such a big problem in that Liverpool team. And Van Dijk didn't join, and Klopp came out and said that there was no adequate replacement. You know, he said there's no other centre-back in the world that he could have signed to improve his team, which, you know, I find baffling because you've always got to look at alternate options. Like, what happens if Van Dijk doesn't come again in summer? They've got to have looked at alternatives. Yeah, that's a funny one. But, you know, Van Dijk and Matip would probably play in central defence together. But I don't think this problem necessarily always stems from that defensive partnership. Jordan Henderson has been playing defensive midfield for Liverpool for a while, in the middle of that three holding. You know, he's not really a natural defensive midfielder, and he does leave big gaps sometimes. I feel like Liverpool do need that defensive midfielder who's just going to sit there and not move and play the ball around. If I'm going to recommend one, you've got Steven Nzonzi, who's going to be leaving Sevilla probably. You've got the likes of Julian Weigl, who will probably want to go higher, but he'd slot into Liverpool midfield nicely. But yeah, Liverpool do have a big problem. They need to sort out their defensive midfield. They need to sort out defence centre backs. And I also think they need to sort out their goalkeeper. But obviously, we'll see what the club has in store over summer. So finally, we're going to go on to discuss Gillingham Football Club and their home form. So obviously, Gillingham, my team. If you're a loyal viewer of the channel, you'd have been following the journey of Gillingham season so far, of what I've seen. Been vlogging every game. I think we've got 25 games, which is cool. So I'm just going to go through our home form. Since Lovell's come in, because we still haven't got that league win yet under Lovell at home. So we had a 1-1 draw versus Wigan, which is a cracking result, top of the league at the time. We had a 2-1 defeat to Northampton, which at the time brought a lot of people back down to earth. We failed to beat a team around us. Little did we know at the time that was going to be a big problem this season. We had a 1-1 draw versus Bury, which was quite deflating. And we had a 0-0 draw versus Oldham, so they were in the league. And then, in the cup, had a 2-1 win versus Orient, who are 2 leagues below us. A 7-5 win versus Reading under-21s. And a 1-1 draw against Carlisle and a 2-1 defeat against Oxford. So, failed to win at home in the league yet under Lovell. You got to think, at what point does it become a problem? Because, it does get psychological. The fans will know, the players will know that they need that win. That they need that home win to come sooner rather than later, because it's just a burden off the shoulder. We're doing okay away. We had good wins at Rotherham, we had good wins at Peterborough, etc. But we haven't got that home win under Lovell, and it's weird because Priestfield used to be a fortress. I know when Tony was here, he told us that we didn't lose a home game whilst he was here, and I remember in the season when Edinburgh was here and we had that great start to the season, on top of the league for a while, and our home form was impeccable. We were brushing everyone aside, and usually you'd associate the modern Gillingham with good home form and not so great away form. But at the minute it's the complete opposite, and that's the problem, because you can always rely on your home form if you're playing well, because you arrange the pitch, you know the fans are there, you know your pitch, you know your stadium. But when you're away, it's different, because you don't know how many fans are going to be there. You don't necessarily know the stadium, you don't necessarily know the atmosphere, and you can't always control that, and you have to, a lot of the time, adapt your style of play. And we won't keep winning away. The weekend showed that. We lost to Plymouth 2-1. I'm going to be doing a Lewis's Lounge on something about that later on in the week, so that's something to come. But we're not gonna keep winning every game away from home. As much as it'd be nice to, because you spend that money to go away, the time to go away. It'd be nice to see a team win every game away, but you're not going to keep doing that. And it showed. We lost to previously bottom of the league Plymouth, and although you can pick up some points away, you need to be picking up points at home, beating the teams around you, which is another problem of ours. But that's a whole other story. But yeah, we only have one home win this league, one league home win this season, full stop, which is a 1-0 victory against Charlton earlier in the season, which was a great result. Charlton are a good side. We go to the Valley on New Year's Day. We will be attending that. So you'll see that on the channel. Home form's a problem, because it gets to the point where fans get quiet. I mean, fans have been more quiet at Priestfield lately. I know there's a bit of a situation going on off the pitch, but we're settled now under new management. We're playing well. We've got a decent enough squad. A few reinforcements may be needed, but we've got a decent enough squad, and we want to be winning games. And does it become psychological at the point does it become psychological at that point? Because when we drew versus Bury, they were a team around us, and everyone was like, "Oh, we're at home against a team around us." Like, everyone was sort of expecting to not win, and we got that 1-1 draw, thanks to the late goal. But you do want to be winning at home. We do need reinforcements. I'm not going to lie about that. Liam Nash's loan spell has been extended away from the club, so that leaves us with two fit strikers, if you say Eves and Cundall, and then you've obviously got Parker and List that can fill in, and we've got Mbo as well. Excuse me. But yeah, in terms of Liam Nash going away, I'm not best pleased with that. I know he needs to be playing football. The management, etc., see him in training. They know his quality training and what they think he could bring. But I think he's shown good promise. He's still young. He's got goals in those feet, so why not bring him back? Have that option off the bench. But we made a decision. His loan at Leatherhead's been extended, so I think we do probably need a striker in the January window. Obviously, you've got Wilkinson, who's got to come back from injury. You've got Eves, who's probably our main striker, you'd say. And Parker and List, and then Cundall, who's not really had any minutes at all, and Bo, who hasn't had any. So, yeah, definitely be looking to bring that in. I'll be looking to bring in a defensive midfielder, because Our main one, Billy Bingham, has broken his leg and ankle, I believe. So yeah, he's going to be out for a while, which is pretty crappy, but these things happen in football. Another one, Aaron Morris, may have played his last game for Gillingham, sadly, injured in last year's pre-season, so he's been out a season and a half now, which is a very, very long time. Doesn't look like he'll be returning too soon. And then we have Ben Chapman, who's just come up from the youth team. Yet to make his full debut in the league. Had a few bench appearances, etc. Sorry, I'm really ill. I don't know if you could tell. Just snotty and got a sore throat. But yeah, Ben Chapman, he's not going to be trusted at his age, even though I do believe he's very, very talented. And I hope he has a long Gillingham career ahead of him. And then the makeshift defensive midfielder, Max Amer, who's playing well at centre-back, so he's being preferred there at the minute. And, then we have Mark Byrne, who's been playing there. He's not a natural. He's not going to sit there. That proper defensive midfielder that's going to sit there and hold like he normally expects. So it'd be nice to get a defensive midfielder in that could just sit there, maybe on loan, maybe on a short-term deal. But I'd also like an attacking midfielder. The main creativity from our team at the minute is coming from Lee Martin and Sean Clare. Sean Clare had a bit of a run at full-back, but it looks like he's got a place back in midfield again now. And then Lee Martin as well, of course. But, it's clear from what we've seen so far that we're lacking creativity. Bradley Dack was never properly replaced. And it'd be nice to get that attacking midfielder. Like Jack Payne, Oz Tuma, you see the talents in this league. Maybe not someone necessarily of their calibre, but it'd be nice to get someone in because, you look at other teams and you see that player pulling the string and you don't always have that at Gillingham. We obviously got other talent like Jesse Starkey, who's gone out on loan. Bradley Stevenson, who's been out on loan a couple of times. But yeah, neither of them are ready yet, so it seems. So it'd be nice to get someone in. But like I said, those reinforcements are needed. And, we want to pick up our home form. I think it's fair to say that as soon as we do that, we're going to be okay. It's a real transition period for Gillingham at the minute. And, we'll go to Saturday. We'll face Bristol Rovers at home, hoping to get a win. And we'll hope that record doesn't stand too long. So that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed listening to the podcast. Hope I haven't rambled on too much. Yeah, so podcast on a Tuesday now. We're getting a bit of a routine. So tomorrow, our interview of Gillingham defender Gabby Zakuani will be going up on the channel. Really enjoyed that one, so look out for that. Look out for our videos on the channel as well. So check out everything else in the description. All the socials, all the other channels, Whitelines F1, WhiteLinesCricket. Subscribe to WhiteLinesFootball. Check out the League One podcast. Check out, all the socials. My Twitter at LRC Browning, at Whitelines Media on Instagram and Twitter. Send me your thoughts on anything you said at Whitelines Media or at LRC Browning, or in the comments. We'll have a chat. I hope you did enjoy. I'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe. Goodbye.